Okay, now.
Okay, yes, all good.
Okay. तो आप बोलेंगे ओम अज्ञान.
Yes, Mata, you say you're leading.
तो आप.
Okay, chalo, we'll chant Mangalacharan first. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahikana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahigana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Shri Guru.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I'm trying to revise this shloka from last class, verse number 8. Tannam rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya tishtan vrajetadhanuragi jananugami kalam naed akhilam iti upadesha saram. So I'll read the translation. The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time. Okay, yeah. The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Vraja and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. So we'll go by line. The first line is Tan Nama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu. From taking Nam, chanting the holy name, one can able to see the Rupa and like having darshan of Lord, and one can gradually enter into Charita, that is Guna Leela, and then like how Krishna loves his devotees, how merciful he is. And in this line, we can also see that Rupa Goswami is saying that through the chanting of holy name, without any offenses, you will relish the Naam, Rupa, and start doing Sukirtan with greater interest. In this slide, Prabhu also mentioned about the Kirtan, like once avidya is gone, disease is removed, and in stage of humility, one can easily develop the stage of Kirtanya Sadahari. It was also mentioned that what is Kirtan? Kirtan is a Kirti Gana of Krishna. And Prabhu also mentioned about the Sukirtan, Sangha Kirtan, and Samyak Kirtan. So Sukirtan is Sangha Kirtan chanting together nicely. And Samyak Kirtan is complete glorification from the heart of Nam, Roop, and Charita. Prabhu, if I miss anything important, please, you can interrupt and you can tell.
No, that's okay, Mataji. Please continue.
So the next line is, we can see here the picture of like example of a Jamil here. And the line is like, Smrityu Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyojya. Smrityu means remembering Lord through gradually engaging the tongue and mind. And Rasana means tongue. And like tongue has to be engaged in doing the kirtan, glorifying the Lord's name, form, and eternal pastimes. And we know that, like it was mentioned in the last class by Prabhu, that Krishna is Akhila Rasamrit Murti. We taste the rasa for a Rasik Krishna. So in this we can understand is that first we have to, initially we have to use our rasana, our tongue, tongue for chanting the holy name, and gradually we have to make our mind engage in constantly remembering Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita 9.34, it is said that Man Mana Bhava Mad Bhakto, engage your mind always in thinking of me. And so, and in Bhagavad Gita 7.1, it is said that Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjan Mad Ashraya Asanshayam Samagramam Yatha Yanisi Tashrinu. Give your mind to me, attach your mind to me. The Supreme Lord said, now listen, O Arjun, how with the mind attached exclusively to me and surrendering to me through the practice of Bhakti Yoga, you can know me completely free from doubt. So the last, in that last slide, there was a Jamil's picture, and Prabhupada has given the great emphasis on training the mind. In this verse, basically why to train the mind and how to train the mind has been explained. So that why to train the mind, there are three things. Mind can be a friend or enemy, and a second is your past impressions, and third is the functions at death. So in that picture, in this picture, like you can see that Ajamil was a great devotee, but he was he fell into the sense gratification, and like his mind got distracted. So it's very important to train the mind. And in Bhagavad Gita 6.6, it is said that for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. And the impressions may be sattvic, tamasic, or rajasic. The mind contains hundreds and thousands of impressions from past, and these impressions sometimes come in contact and one another and produce contradictory pictures. The most important, which I feel we should think of, is this functions at death, in which the reference is from Bhagavad Gita 8.6. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajyate ante kalevaram tam tam evati kwanteya sada tad bhava bhavita. So whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. The example was given of Maharaj Bharat. Although a great personality, thought of a deer at the end of his life, and so in his next life he was transferred into the body of a deer. So it is said in this verse that Tyajyate ante kalevram. At the last moment when you are leaving your body, you have to train your mind such that Harinam should be coming from your mouth. And you have to train your mind in that you have to do such seva to the Lord that if you forget, if you forget, like physically, if you get an accident or you are not in the stage of which you can chant, then Bhagwan should remember you. And he should, such devotional services we have to do, and we have to train the mind in this way, that in either way, we have to go to Goloka Dham. So Prabhu gave this, like in the last class, this example where it is in Uddhava Gita 11.3.42, where we are telling about like Dvija Ovacha. Kavanti Brahman is there, and he's telling this as Nayam Jano me Sukha Dukha Hetu Na Devatma Graha Karma Kala Mana Param Karanam Amananti Samsara Chakram Parivartayet Yat. So the Brahman is saying that these people are not the cause of my happiness and distress. Neither are the demigods, nor my own body, nor the planets, my past work or time. Rather, it is the mind alone that causes happiness and distress and perpetuates the rotation of material life. So it's our mind which causes the happiness and distress, and we can't like blame on any other thing. There was a from this slide was also given by Hemanga Prabhu in the last class, and this is given by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, where he has described this acronym MIND as M as magnifying problems, I as imagines pleasures, N as neglects opportunities, and D denies reality. And we all know about that magnifies problems, like you छोटा सा कुछ होगा और उसको बहुत बड़ा बनाते हैं, and then it feels like a kumbhakaran, and we just meditating on the problem rather than the solution. And imagines pleasure means when you think that the Switzerland is good and Sydney is not, and rather Sydney people think, as Switzerland people think that the Sydney is good, and so the other part, the grass is green all the time. Neglects opportunities means we always live in past or future, but we neglect the opportunities of the present, always in the Shuka and Moha. So, and denies reality is like, Prabhu gave the example of, I think, Duryodhan, and he thinks that he's always right. So what inference we got from this slide was, root of every problem is the absence of Krishna consciousness at any point of time. So we have to treat mind as a third person. For example, on Ekadashi, if someone offers you grains, you will not accept that the instant reaction you will give. So you have to, your mind analyze the problem and analyze, and then the proposal, and it's up to your intelligence, you accept or deny and act. So this is very nice. I remember this one because Prabhu explained in when Guru Maharaj, he has a conversation with Guru Maharaj. Like he said that don't say no to mind, just wait, just coming, to escape the material desires. So we have to prioritize the things, like whatever, how many times the Maya is knocking the door, you have to prioritize whether you have to go to temple or you have to go somewhere else. So next is Manasi Niyojya. Manasi Niyojya, engaging the mind. Like in this slide, it is how to train the mind. There are three things, classifications given how to train the mind as recite, process, and how to serve. So reside is like in Vraja, we have to reside in Vraja under the shelter of advanced devotees who constantly remember Krishna and his pastimes. There are 4 types of Vrajavasis: one who take birth, who resides in Vraja, who visited the Vraja. The most special one is one who is taking Vrindavan in their heart, as Srila Prabhupada. there was one key point in this was one can reside in Vraja only when their spiritual master permits. And the process is of remembrance of Krishna and his eternal associates, constant absorption of Dham and Dhamvasis. In Bhakti Samrit Sindhu 1.2.294, it is said that Krishnam smaranam janam chasya preshtam neja samhitam tat katharatas jaso kuryad vasam braje sada. So the devotee should always reside in the transcendental realm of Vaja and always engage in Krishnam smaranam janam chasya preshtam, the remembrance of Sri Krishna and his beloved associates, and following in the footsteps of such associates, and by entering under their eternal guidance, one can acquire an intense desire to serve Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and next is how to serve. So one should serve the devotees with feelings, with bhava, not as a duty. Here, sadhana and sadhana is like spiritual protection executed while in stage of bondage, and sadhya is God realization. So sadhana means like we have to go to the temple, and temple is a goal, and sadhana is sometimes metro and sometimes Shubham Prabhu. Or sometimes anyone. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in 1.2.295, it said that Seva sadhaka rupena, siddha rupena chatrahi, tad bhava lipsuna karya, vrajaloka sartaha. I think I'm taking more time. So I'll move to the next slide. Manasi Niyojya, where we have the different stages of remembrance. There's a Shravan Dasha, Varan Dasha, Smarana Avastha, Sampati Dasha. Shravan Dasha is like Shravan Dasha is where the spiritual journey starts from hearing. Varan Dasha is acceptance. When you feel that I'm in bondage, I'm diseased, then only you will accept and move on to the Smaranavastha, where constant remembering about Krishna, chant in ecstasy. The next is Sampati Dasha. Smaranavastha is also classified into 5 parts, which is like interrupted, uninterrupted, and concentrated. Meditation expands and become constant, and uninterrupted and unceased, anushramati, that is samadhi stage. And Sampati Dasha is like eternal relationship revealed. So Prabhu gave the example when Rupa Goswami is entered into this Leela where Radharani and Krishna Leela, where Radharani want to pluck the flowers, and Krishna helped, and then Krishna left, and Radharani is hanging there. And so that Leela happened, and so Prabhu, it is mentioned that Rupa Goswami, Narottam Das, Raghunath Das, Ramchandran, they can enter into the Krishna Leela, and because they are at the Sampati Dasha. And this was also said that you don't have to die to realize Krishna. You can be Jivan Mukta in this life itself. So quickly I'll go through Tishtan Vraji, residing in Vrindavan. We have the examples of like Jiva Goswami, Bilab Thakur, Biplu Thakur, Narad Muni, Dhruv Maharaj, and Vrinda Devi, who served Vrinda Devi 80,000 years of tapasya she did at the land of Vrindavan. Jiva Goswami is the niece of Rupa and Sanatan, and he has darshan of Radharani while taking water, and he has written 400,000 verses while staying in Dham. So Vrindavan Dham is like where there is every animal, every tree, and every dust particles of Raja are glorifying Krishna. I would like to read this one, which Prabhu told that like Mukti Puj, like from Amrendra Prabhu, and this he mentioned about this. मुक्ति पूछे गोपाल से मेरी मुक्ति बताएं, ब्रज रज उड़ मस्तक लगे, mukti मुक्त हो जाए. So this is in reference of when Mukti is asking, like salvation, liberation is asking to Gopal that I am liberating to everyone, but how I will be liberated. So it is said that once upon a time, like, so I give salvation to all, but what is my salvation? So that time this, he said like, Mukti puche Gopal se, meri mukti bataye, braj raj ud mastak lage, mukti mukt ho jaye. So it's so pavan that even the sand of Vrindavan is so pavan that we touch, and then maybe, I don't know how many janmas sin will, and how many time it will take to go away. Okay, so next slide is about Tad Anuragi Jananugami. Like Tad Anuragi Jananugami. Anuragi means Tad Krishna. Anuragi, like who has a lot of anurag for Krishna. So one should follow the Vrajvasi who has so much anurag for Krishna and follow the footsteps, and none other than Srila Prabhupada. Like so for this this Anuragi Jananugami, for us to be the better follower of Srila Prabhupada, who has so much anurag for Krishna, and in the mode of selfless service. This is the Vrindavan mode. This was mentioned here in this slide. Last line is Kalam Nayed Akhilam Iti Upadesh Saram. I think this is the essence of all the verses and shlokas. That 24 hours a day one should engage in Krishna's service, engage the mind and tongue under the guidance of exalted devotee, and by imbibing the mood of Vrindavan, one can attain perfection. Thank you, Prabhu.
Haribol. Very nice, Prema Mataji. Mataji was quite hesitant to do it, but she has done very nice. Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, you may have to stop, Mataji.
Stop now.
So stop share.
Stop share, yeah.
Okay, everyone can see my screen? Yeah, okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. So let's start the last three verses. As Prema Mataji just ended up with the Iti Upadesha Saram. So Upadesha Sar is already given, and as we already discussed, the technical instructions are all finished. So last three verses are the glorificatory verses, basically. So the glorification of Dham and the devotees will be given here. So ninth verse will deal with the hierarchy of different dhams. So hierarchy of different spiritual places, which we'll read today. 10th verse will denote the hierarchy of different seekers. So who is the highest seeker? And 11th verse will be the combination of 9th and 10th. What a person can highest aspire for. So 9th will be the glorification of dhams, hierarchy of different dhams. 10th will be the hierarchy of the seekers, the devotees, the sadhakas, and 11th will be the combination. So sadhaka can aspire for that highest destination, which is the love of Sri Krishna. So ninth one, I'll just quickly read this chart here, which we have mentioned many times earlier. So verse 1 to 7 discuss about Vaidhi, Sadhana, Bhakti. Today, Prema Mataji discussed verse 8, which deals with Raga, Nuga, Sadhana, Bhakti or Asakti. Now we're entering to the last one, which you can see the yellow section. It is called Aam Ka Paka Hua Phal, the mature fruit. So this is a very, very deep section in that sense. And we may not have adhikar to discuss all the topics, but we'll keep it simple. So the last 9 to 11 dealing with Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. So 9 in particular, the hierarchy of the material and spiritual worlds, understanding the reality and the glory of the spiritual world with this transcendental hierarchy. So let's go to verse 9. Okay, so we already read the verse a couple of times. I'll just quickly ask someone to read the translation. Namatar Prabhu, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Translation: The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world. because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because Krishna's Ras Leela pastimes. Because of Krishna's Ras Leela pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill.
Sorry. Yeah.
For it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kunda, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you.
So just quickly read one word by word translation. So Vaikuntha, everyone knows the Vaikuntha. Janita Vara Madhupuri. So Vara here refers to Shrestha, superior. Madhupuri refers to Mathurapuri, Brajamandal, whatever you want to call it. So then Janita is because of the birth. So why? We'll discuss in detail. Janita, Ja word is always referred to Janma, birth. Tatprapi, more than Madhurapuri, Raso Savad, where the Rasa Leela has been taken place, where it is Vrinda Aranyam. So there are different forests in Vrindavan. So Vrindavan, which we call Vrindavan, is one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. There are total 12 forests. So saying Vrinda Aranyam. So Aranya refers to forest. Aran. Ran means Yuddha, battle, war. And Aran means where there is no war. So in jungles, there are no wars. In cities, you can see there are wars everywhere. Not only between countries, between states, between cities, between suburbs, even the houses, there are fights. Even within us, there are fights. And that's why it's Kali Yuga, the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. So Vrinda Aranyam. So Vrinda Aranyam is greater than even Madhupuri. Why? Because of Rasosava, because Rasa Leela has taken place there. Now, more than Vrinda Aranyam, Udar Pani. Who is Udar Pani? Anyone can guess who is Udar Pani?
Krishna.
Krishna. There is Vajrapani. Who is Vajrapani? Vajra. किसके हाथ में वज्र है? Bhakti Vijay Mataji is telling. I
Indra.
can't hear. You're on mute. Yes. Yamraj. Yamraj. Indra is Vajrapani, sorry. And Yamraj is, what's the Hindi of Noose? Anyway, and Chakrapani. Vishnu is also known as Chakrapani. So Udarpani, Chakrapani. So Udarpani here refers to Krishna. He is very Udar. He is very, very generous. Udara sab evaite jnani to atma me matam. In 7th chapter we read this verse. Udara sab evaite jnani is the most Udar. Udarpani Ramana tatrapi Govardhanaha. So Govardhan is even higher than Vrinda Aranyam, Vrindavan's forest, because he, Udarpani, our Krishna, is doing a lot of Raman there, like doing a lot of Leelas at Govardhan. Okay. And higher than Govardhan is Radha Kundam Ihapi. Higher than Govardhan, what is that? Radha Kunda. Gokul Pate. Who is Gokul Pate? Who is the Lord of Gokula? That is again Krishna. Why Radhakund is great? Because Gokul Pate, the Lord of Gokul or Krishna, Prema Amrit Aplavanat. Here, there he enjoys a lot of prema in the Radha Kund. We'll talk about these terms later. Kuryad Asse Virajato Giri Tate. Giri means pahad, parvat, mountain. Giri Tate Sevam Viveki Nakaha. Who is that Viveki? Viveki means who has Vivek. Vivek means discriminatory power. Now, here in the material world, we use this discrimination in a very negative way. But in Shastra, is used in other ways, a very positive way. Discrimination means a person should have discriminatory power, means what is right, what is wrong, what is higher, what is lower, what is priest and what is matter. That is called a Viveki Purush. So a person who has Vivek, discriminatory power, who can choose the higher thing over the lower thing. Nowadays, people don't have Vivek. They mostly run for, lower things, mostly run for lower things. So, Sevam Vivekinaga, who is that intelligent person who will not take shelter? Giri Tate, Giri refers to here Girirajji or Govardhan. Giri Tate, Tate means on the bank, on the bottom of that, huh? Who will not be able to reside there, who will not take shelter of that Govardhan. Huh? Kuryat asya virajato. Virajato. Virajit mane बैठना. Huh? We say in Hindi, आइए विराजिए. So Viraj refers to Viraj also has different meaning. We have Viraj, not on this call. So we have Viraj Prabhu, we have Viraj, Aman Prabhu's son, Viraj, who has no Raj, no contamination. Very beautiful word. So this is word by word translation. Now, what's the connection between verse 8 and verse 9? Any guesses? What's the common word? Just look at the Sanskrit. What's commonality between 8 and 9? We just did the revision of verse 8. Tishthan vraje tadanuragi. Huh?
Vraja is come.
Thank you, Mata. Huh? So, Tishthan vraje tadanuragi jananugami. Tishthan vraja, you should reside in Vraja. 4 types of Brajvasis who are, anyone can say, except Gopinath, except Prema Mataji. 4 types of Brajvasis. Jaldi, jaldi. What are the 4 types of Brajvasis?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one who taking bath,
One who takes birth, he's a Brajvasi. Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
one
Next.
who reside in Braja,
One who resides in Braja, yes.
one who's have visited to Braja.
Yes, we
Yes.
go for yatra sometime
Yeah.
to Dham. Yes, Prabhu.
And one last one is who's reside Vrindavan from their heart.
Yeah, who's carrying Vrindavan in their
Carrying.
heart, who's residing their mind. My Guru Maharaj, one of the CDs names, my mind is Vrindavan. Huh? So my mind is Vrindavan. Now, our mind is, my mind is not Vrindavan. My mind is just, what do you call, pura kolahal. Upadrav, huh? All those sort of things. But spiritualists have their mind as Vrindavan. Their body may live anywhere, but their mind is always in Vrindavan. So they're also the best Brajvasis, actually, the best Brajvasis. So, Tishthan Braje, when Rupa Goswami says as an instruction, go and reside in Braja. Now, what is that Vraja? What are the qualities of that Vraja? What is the relationship of that Vraja to the material and spiritual worlds? That Rupa Goswami is expanding in this verse. As we said, there are more glorification than instruction, but instruction is implicitly there in these verses as well, isn't it? Because the glorification is done for a purpose. You glorify a spiritual master, for example, you glorify Prabhupada, you glorify Bhagavad Gita. What does it mean of glorification? Doctor gives a very nice speech. Manmohan Prabhuji is not on the screen, but a person is smoking a lot of cigarette and doctor gives a best speech. And patient say, Maza aa gaya. What a speech, doctor. But he doesn't quit the smoking. Does it mean he really appreciated the doctor? He's clapping. He's saying, oh, kya speech diya hai, kya class diya hai, huh? So what is the real appreciation when we start following it, huh? So real appreciation is just not in words, not in clapping and showing what you call likes on the Facebook or something like that, huh? So that is not appreciation, Prabhupada said. Application is the key, huh? Application. So unless we apply, so when Rupa Goswami is saying Tishthan Vraje, we understand what's the importance of Vraja, and then we take shelter of that Vraja. So Rupa Goswami is doing this glorification so that we can take shelter of that Vraja, we can take shelter of that mood of real Vrajavasis. So that's the whole idea of this particular verse. Okay, so let's start from Vaikuntha Janito Vara Madhupari. So let's take the first line. So this is Vaikuntha. In Sydney also we have a place called Vaikuntha, Radha Gopinath, Chota Radha Gopinath Ashram. What does Vaikuntha mean? Vaikuntha. Kuntha everyone knows. Everyone is in Kuntha.
No miseries.
No
Without
misery.
anxiety.
Without
Free
anxiety.
from anxiety.
Huh? So right now we are living in Vaikuntha or in Kuntha world. Which Jagat we are living in?
Kunta.
Kuntha. Mridula Radha Mataji living in Kuntha Jagat. Vijay Gopi Mataji, you living in which Jagat? Everyone is laughing, hesitate to say, should I speak practically or devotionally?
Kunta sitting next to her.
Kunta sitting. Okay, so how can she say? Okay, got it. Thank you, Prabhuji, for being so honest. Oh, Krishna, there's so much. Okay, so Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, certify this jagat as Mam upete punarjanma dukh alyam ashashvatam. So Krishna has certified this jagat as dukhalyam, which is a kuntha jagat. Now devotees, I know it's hard to respond. Like Prabhupada says, I'm living in Vaikuntha. My Guru Maharaj said, if you think this is Vaikuntha, this is Vaikuntha. If you think this material world, this material world. I don't know how to do that, but they can really feel it. They can really feel it. They don't find too much difference between, this world and that world. Although for practical purposes, they say like that and they do many things like that. But in their mind, one time I was listening Radhe Shyam Prabhu and he was saying the same thing. He was saying, I'm living in Vaikuntha. And he was literally smiling and laughing. And he was saying, you get up morning for Mangala Aarti, you chant your japa, you do Guru Puja, you do Bhagavatam class, and then you serve devotee. It's so nice. This is Vaikuntha. You're so excitedly telling in the class, huh? You really feel that this person is fully living in Vaikuntha. So for devotees, we cannot always say they live in Kuntha Jagat, but generally speaking, we are living in Kuntha Jagat. But Shastra says there is a Vaikuntha. Now, before we go to the Shastra, just a general question may be asked to all of you sometimes, and you may have to confront that question. You guys believe in Shastra, in Krishna. There is no other Jagat. There is everything here. This earth is the only place. How do you defeat that question? Science doesn't believe in Vaikuntha. You guys believe, okay, you have so many beliefs. So how do you confront that question? Any ideas? Akhand Rasa Prabhu? Scientific ideas? The scientists, they don't believe all this. Just a brainstorming a little bit. Navatar Prabhu, any ideas? Sakhi Radhika Mataji, you have some ideas.
Generally, when I come across the belief, I just follow what Prabhupada said. I said the belief, your identity is also in a belief. Your mother said that this is your father. How can you, like, really, like, if that comes false, then your whole identity is on just a belief. So
Yep.
that is what I say when.
Very, very good argument. Yes. More ideas? Sanjay
Prabhu,
Prabhu. Yes.
one other argument could be that they can also not prove that there are not other planets. I
Yes.
mean, they can say it, but they have no proof as well.
Yep. So very good
So,
argument. So if
yeah.
we cannot prove the existence of God, they cannot
Also
practically
prove,
in lab does not disprove the existence of God. They cannot
or
practically
other
demonstrate.
planets as
Other
well.
planets, right? Other
As
creation.
well, yeah.
Now, actually, just on that point, Prabhu, is a very good point. 100 years ago, what could have been thought as a fantasy is real today, isn't it? The God particle has come up. So many new researches, so many new scientific advancements are telling us there are lokas, there are planets. Science is saying that they are made up of diamonds. You can read, actually, you can Google it. So there are planets, science is accepting that they're made of diamond, they're made up of gases, and science is saying our universe is ever expanding. So as science is growing, they are getting to know how much they don't know. There's so much more to be known. Now, once they go out from the earth, earth looks like a little tiny small pebble or small tiny stone from the space perspective. So how can you deny there is so much else to be known in the universe, and there's so many theories coming up. I think 17th century it was Lord Kelvin. He said, if you really study the nature, it will force you to believe God has to exist. Because everything in the matter, in the material world, is following certain law. And sometimes what we see as not following a law, we don't know about that laws. So every day science is discovering newer and newer and newer things, which is making them believe there has to be some designer behind the scenes. There cannot be everything random. Yes, Nam Avtar Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, I just want to add one of the NASA scientists, and this is back in 1980s, not even recent. He came up with a theory of continuous, perpetual construction and destruction of universes. So there are universes which are created every now and then, and there are universes which are being destroyed every now
Yes.
and then, which goes very against Big Bang theory that universe
Yeah.
just started as a bang and it's continuing, and so on and so forth.
Very similar
Uh,
to Shastric
yeah,
injunctions.
and which is, if you see, very similar to what we
Yep.
said, Karnadakshay Vishnu's fours
Yep.
universes are coming out. So
And as much as I know,
yes,
this phenomenon is known as parallel universes. This is a scientific term, parallel universes.
multiverse.
So
Yeah.
we also accept that. Shastra accepts that. So what science is so-called discovering new news, we already know about it.
Yeah.
They have this concept of ET, extraterrestrials. They come on Earth, this and that. We already know about it. There are ETs. What's the big deal? They're spending billions and trillions of dollars in doing research. We're like, even our bacha knows, even our kids know all this knowledge.
Hmm.
They can even explain you how do they look like, what do they do, what's their hierarchy in their loka. We can explain
True.
all that. It's just pretty normal subject matter. Thank you, Prabhu. Manmohan Prabhu, you have some, or Mataji, you have something to add?
Yes, Prabhu, one more example came into my mind. It's from Newton's. So once he made a small model of planetary system, metal and made up of metal and wood, and he called next day. He called his friend, and then he said, "You know what? What last night happened? It just appeared." And then his friend said, "What rubbish! This can't happen." And then he said, "No, no, I'm telling you the truth. It just appeared." And then he couldn't convince him, and finally his friend said, "No, you're lying, and I know it can't be appeared by nowhere." And then Newton said, this, "If this small model cannot appear by itself, how do you think this whole world, this whole universe, this whole creation came up without any effort or without any planning and management?" So
Yes.
it cannot be magical. This is not magic. Something
Yeah.
somebody has made it. So God is.
Yes, very nice, very nice. I remember listening this, remembering His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. He was in Sydney giving class many years ago. I just remembered, and he told, I heard from his mouth for the first time. Very beautifully, Maharaj was explaining. So, how can, if a little rubber model or plastic model cannot appear on its own, so the whole reality, billions of jivas living on this earth, moving in the air, just came from nowhere. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing. Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Just a small comment, Prabhu.
Yes.
I heard this from Amrendra Prabhu. I think once he was telling about the scientist Neil Bohr, who was invented the atoms. So when somebody asked him, "What did you see when you created when you saw the atom?" So his response was, "I saw the greatness of the creation, and also I saw the greatness of the creator." So he also accepted the fact that there is a creator behind all this.
Yeah.
Just want to share.
As Lord Kevin said, you will be forced to believe there is a creator, forced to believe. Things just cannot go on their own because the matter is so complex, so complex. We make a little car or a little computer and it takes so much effort running the whole show. Also, one more point which I heard from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, very nice point. He said, they may not physically believe in this, supernatural world, but they themselves believe in this supernatural things and they make movies out of it. And he said, example is Harry Potter. Now, I've not watched Harry Potter as yet, but he said they make this Harry Potter, they write the books, and they're number one sold books in the world or number one watched movie, whatever it is, right? So they say if there is no concept of outside world, outside they make these ETs and vampires and whatnot, then where does this desire come in your heart? They say they live happily ever after. And no one lives happily, first happily, no one is happily, and ever after. Both are wrong. But they always said in the movie and the novel, they then thereafter they lived happily thereafter. So if the desire is there in you as a jiva, to live happily and always it for eternity, there has to be something. Another scientist, he told the name I forgot. He said, if you have any desire which you cannot fulfill in the present environment, in the present world, then it proves that you must belong to another world. Because you have those desires. You want to be happy. No one is happy. That's another thing. But you want to be happy. You want to live for eternity. That means you belong to another world. So there's so many argument sections of people who don't believe. Hopefully, hopefully they will believe one day, which our Shastra is already recommending. Madhavacharya, Jiva Goswami, Ramanujacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all these six Goswamis, they're big, big people talking about it. The scriptures are talking about it. It says God has given us everything. God has given us food, water, air, fire, everything. There's one important need for us is knowledge. Will God not give that knowledge? He has to give. Like if you produce a machine, you have to have a manual with it. So God has produced this machine, given everything for this machine except the manual. That means God is not thinking completely, but God has given this machine with the manual, and our scriptures are that manual, and they're telling us which are the things beyond our experience at this stage also exist. And now science is slowly discovering. One more thing which comes to my mind, scripture says there are 8.4 million species. When I was in year 6, 7, or 8, something like that, I think they have only discovered 2 million species. Now they are on 2.6 million species at this stage. Now maybe the stats have changed as of now, but they have discovered zero point 0.6 million species more than what they knew 20, 30 years ago. So they're constantly discovering, and I was literally like, oh, one day they will stop at 8.4. And even our, little Janki also knows there are 8.4 million species. She'll just say after 6 months, 8.4 million species, Prabhuji. Doesn't have to study, analyze, spend their time and researches this and that. They exist, and their names and categories are also given actually. Where do they reside? That is also given. Now they're counting which is extinct and which is not. Everything is given in the Shastra. In fifth canto, which is written thousands of years ago, the exact distance from sun to Prithvi is given. Now they're discovering through all these different. In Hindi, we call it Bhugol. Bhugol means Bhumi is goal. But initially, 16th century, they said, no, Earth is flat, Earth is flat, Earth is flat. Later on, they found out, no, Earth is round. Even a sweeper in India knew about this. Bhugol. We had a subject called Bhugol in Hindi, geography. So it has to exist. If we are not believing it, we are not very intelligent. We are not open-minded. Now, Prabhu, you want to add something, or it's just a previous thing?
Yes, Prabhu. I wanted to add. So BBC, Prabhu, these are hardcore real facts. Conducts
Modern
studies.
facts, not the facts. Modern facts.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
contemporary
yeah.
examples. So they do. There is a TV series where they figure out those kids or humans who remembers their past life. So they have done this across the globe. There are a few examples in India where kids know their past life, what they have done. So at least from these examples, the concept of soul exists. That when you die, you don't really die. Some of your impressions are taken to the next life. So there has to be some carrier in order to carry these impressions and remembrance. They couldn't figure out to that extent, but at least the thing that we call that we are not a body, we are a soul. uh, I would say they're a few steps closer to that conclusion.
Yes, Dr. Bro, there are thousands of research papers now, and not only in India, outside. Cambridge, Oxford, they're doing PhDs in that. So now it's not uncommon actually nowadays. Now, 50 years ago, it was very uncommon. You'd be looked at like, what do you believe? But now they're accepting it actually. It's not in the like normal theme, but they're accepting it. There is something out there. There's something out there. So just I thought we'll just get few ideas from everyone that these things are not just Hare Krishnas. There are some books which we follow. It's quite common, it's quite natural. And people, so-called scientists, they are coming closer to these facts which we are taught from day one. Bhagavad Gita starts from you are not the body, you are the soul. Okay, so once we know that, let's come to this particular Vaikuntha. Now, Vaikuntha, Madhupuri, Vrindavan, all these things which we are comparing, before we start, we have to understand this comparison is done in terms of their rasa, not in terms of tattva. From tattva perspective, spiritual world is just perfect. Obviously, material world is not perfect, but spiritual world is perfect. But from rasa perspective, we compare sometimes Krishna and Vishnu is different, Ram and Krishna is different, Vishnu and Narsingadev is different. Although, so this is just a rasa perspective division, rasa perspective hierarchy. This is not in terms of tattva. Tattva, spiritual world is just perfect, and no one in the spiritual world, for example, this is Vaikuntha Vasis, do not think that, oh, I'm living in some poor country. Let me go to get the visa of Goloka. Let me get the visa of Saket Dham or Mathura Dham. It doesn't work that way. Huh? So anyone residing in Vaikuntha Loka is completely satisfied with their interaction with Lord Vishnu. Like Hanumanji, when he sees Lord Ram, he is fully satisfied. He does not think, oh, gopis are serving better. So let me also, become gopi or something. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking with Murari Gupta, who is actually Hanumanji, his expansion of Hanumanji, and he's talking to it. And Murari Gupta is saying, yes, yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I understand Krishna is bigger. But he contemplates on the subject matter whole night. Next day, he goes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, I want to commit suicide. Why? What happened? I contemplated on you. What you are saying makes sense, but I cannot follow it. I'm naturally attracted to Lord Ram. And what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said? I was just testing you. I was just testing you. Huh? So he was not imposing. So we cannot impose our rasa or individual's rasa on someone else. If someone else is satisfied in that relationship with the Lord, in the dasya relationship, in a sakya relationship, this is perfection for his or her life. We don't have to say, oh, no, you have to come in Madhurya rasa, you have to come in Swakiya or Parkiya rasa. We can't do that. So we have to understand this is just exchange between Lord and the devotee based on their particular mood by which they want to serve Krishna. And they feel completely satisfied. Hanumanji is completely satisfied. Arjun is completely satisfied in that mood in serving the Lord. Okay, so giving all that, let's look at Vaikuntha as per Prabhupada words. So Prabhupada gives three information in his purport. First, he says, a spiritual world is a transcendental realm. So it's not a part of the material world. It's outside material world. Now, I'm not going to discuss the whole chart, which you would have seen in temple when you go to wash your plates. On the left-hand side of the door, there's a big chart which explains, so you can have a look at that chart. Now, Vaikuntha, spiritual world, we can say in general, 3/4 of the total creation. Now, there you may have a question. How can you limit this Vaikuntha world? Huh? How can you limit this? You're saying 3/4. You're saying it's unlimited. One time you say it's unlimited, another time you're saying it's 3/4. So in infinity, there can also be hierarchies. Huh? There can be division infinity. Anyone can give an example? So we can have a set of infinite numbers. In that set of infinite numbers, we can have even numbers, which is also infinite, and we can have odd numbers. But even number infinity set will be a subset of all the numbers. Is it right? So all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even numbers will be like 2, 4, 6, like that. So 2, 4, 6, although they are infinite, but they will always be a subset of the full set of numbers. Similarly goes for prime numbers, odd numbers. So in infinity also we have multiple hierarchies. So similarly from that perspective, Vaikuntha Loka, spiritual world, is 3/4 of the creation. And this is called Ekpad Vibhuti. And Vaikuntha Loka is called Tripad Vibhuti. This is a verse as well. So Vaikuntha world is 3/4 creation, and material world is 1/4. Why material world is only 1/4 and Vaikuntha is 3/4? Anyone can give any arguments on that? Why? Mohit Prabhu, why Vaikuntha Loka is such a big part of the creation while material world is only 1/4?
In chapter 51, they say it's a opposite direction, like it's a reflection, but in better of saying it's a 1/3 maybe, because it's a spiritual realm, it's bigger than our, imagination. So we are just a small part and parcel of like.
Yes, Prabhuji is pointing to that. We are very small. Why? In any city or in any state, jail is always a very small subset of the whole area, isn't it? So we are in a jail. We are prisoners. Sorry to bring you the bad news. We are the bad ones. Not all of you, but I can say to myself. So we are the bad ones. So bad ones are put into a jail, into a small area, and rest of the citizens actually are very, very nice. So it says generally they're all nice, but some bad. They are being captured in this Vritti Loka, material world. So we are all here. So we are a very, very small subset of the total creation which Krishna has created. And that spiritual world is beyond the material world, and it is always superior. Yes, Ramavatar Prabhu.
Sorry, bro, can you explain that limiting concept again? Because when we are using the analogy of odd numbers and even numbers,
Yes.
you're actually creating subsets. You're not limiting per se.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
Whereas,
saying. So when we talk about spiritual world is infinite, material world is also infinite in that sense. But in that infinity also, you can also say this material world is ek pad vibhuti. It's a subset of the total infinity. And how much it is 1/4 of it. So although it's infinite, material world is infinite. How many universes are coming? Can you count? Unlimited universes are coming. Every single breath of Mahavishnu, unlimited. There's no count. But although it's countless, so the material creation has to be also infinite. But that infinity is also a subset of the total creation, as if the even numbers are a subset of the infinity set of the total numbers. That makes sense? So we
so
are a subset.
it's more of a relative concept, Prabhu.
Yes, so that's why we're just trying to understand all the material world is unlimited, spiritual world is also unlimited, but when we put both together, we are only 1/4 of the total part. So 3/4 is for good people and 1/4 is for bad people. Huh? You want to go and enjoy yourself? Okay, you go in that 1/4 part. Huh? So we are here now, somehow. Okay, Sanjay Prabhu, you were about to say something or ask something?
Prabhuji, sorry, just clarifying on this. So are we saying that if the spiritual world increases, then material world also increases by 1/4?
So now we are going to numbers now. So we're not saying
Yeah.
that. As we are saying, material world is also unlimited. We're just doing a rough comparison between the total
Yeah.
creation, and in that total creation, how much we are there, like material jivas, and how much these spiritual nitya baddhas are there. Nitya siddhas are there. So there's nitya baddha, which we are, and there's nitya siddhas. Now, from Nitya Baddha, we are trying to become sadhana siddhas. Sadhana siddhas. And some of us may become kripa siddhas. Kripa siddhas matlab putana. They will get kripa and they will become siddhas. Now, what we are in the marg of sadhana siddha, we are doing some sadhana as per our level and trying to become a siddha, perfected being, hopefully. Okay. So let's move. So Vaikuntha, we all understand. So it is a place where there is no kuntha, there is no anxiety. Every jiva is very, very happy. Sanatana Goswami has written Brihad Bhagavatamrita. I'm sure all of you would have read it or heard the story where Gopakumara travels from material world to the spiritual world, and there he lands where? In Vaikuntha Loka. He really likes it, but he is not fully satisfied. Long story short, he wants to embrace Vishnu, and he's been stopped by Jay and Vijay. You can't go and embrace Vishnu. No one does that. He said, but I want to embrace Vishnu. And then slowly he is not satisfied. Now, Sanatana Goswami does not mention he feel a dissatisfaction. So maybe someone else also feeling dissatisfaction. Let's make a union. Let's go on hartal. Let's do it. Not like that. No, this example is given by Sanatana Goswami that this jiva has a relationship with that blue boy, with Krishna. So he will be fully satisfied only when he reaches to Krishna Loka. So this Gopakumara is not fully satisfied. So what happens? He comes back to Mrityu Earth planet, and he again does sadhana. He becomes perfect, and he goes back to Goloka. And there Krishna comes and hugs him. So as soon as he enters, you would have seen that very famous picture. Krishna is hugging Gokumara, and Gokumara is very happy and satisfied. This is the God I want to love. Huh? Not that Vishnu is not God. Vishnu is also God. He is the supreme person as well. Huh? So very beautifully explained. So from that perspective, we are going forward. So this is the Vaikuntha Loka. Now, Vaikuntha Janito Vara Madhupuri. Vara is Shresh, superior. Madhupuri is Vrindavan. Now, again, in Madhupuri, there is a Madhuvan as well. Huh? So we should not confuse with a smaller subset of it. We are talking the whole Vrajamandal, Mathurapuri here. So Vaikuntha, Janito. Why Madhupuri is greater? Because here in the Mathura, Krishna has taken birth. Krishna has taken birth. Now, in Vaikuntha, there says all the Nitya Leelas are going on. And when we say, Nitya Leela Pravish, Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa, Nitya Leela Pravish. So there is Nitya Leela, my Guru Maharaj explained, there is Naimittik Leela. Nitya Leela means what the Leelas are going on for eternity. Naimittik is they happen sometime. So in Vaikuntha Loka, there are many, many Leelas are possible, but some Leelas are not possible. You know which Leela? One of the Leela, Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj says, no one sees Supreme God walking naked there. In Vaikuntha, you don't find that, huh? Lord Vishnu is in dhoti, in chadar, he's the Supreme Lord. And Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj said, Bhagwan ko chote se Bhagwan ko Mata Yashoda, Mata Yashoda takes the Chota Gopal in her lap and doing breastfeeding. That you don't see in Vaikuntha. You don't see Krishna without clothes in Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha, Krishna is actually a 16-year-old boy. Radharani is 14-year-old. Manjaris are 11-year-old. So the Janmashtami only happens in Mrityuloka. So now tell me who is greater? Obviously, because Mathura is greater. Mathura also. Vaikuntha, can you go to Vaikuntha today? Right now? Can you go to Vaikuntha? No, you can't. But you can go to Mathurapuri. You can buy a ticket and go to Mathurapuri. At least I'm talking the land here. Huh? So Mathurapuri is having more pastimes in one sense, which doesn't even happen in Vaikuntha. Now, in one sense, you can say there's a famous Padma Puran verse. Lord Vishnu is talking to Narad Muni, saying, Naham tisthami vaikunte yoginam hirdeshava tatra tisthami narada yatra gayanti man bhakta. So I do not reside in Vaikuntha. I do not reside in the heart of yogis. Now you can say, Vishnu does not reside in Vaikuntha. Vishnu has to reside in Vaikuntha, and Vishnu does reside in Vaikuntha. But what this verse is basically saying, right now, is Vishnu accessible to you in Vaikuntha? No. Right now, is Vishnu accessible to you in the heart of yogis? No. Yatra gayanti mad bhakta. That is available to you. Krishna Katha is going on in the temple or in someone's house. You can go there and they'll say, Prabhuji, please come. Please come, take a seat, have prasad. You can have nice Krishna Katha, nice Kirtan. And Krishna is saying, I reside there because that is accessible to you. So similarly, this Mathurapuri is accessible to us right now. And the some leelas which are happening in Mathurapuri in Brajmandal does not even happen. Krishna does not kill Putana there. Krishna does not kill Bakasur, Shaktasur. He doesn't do that. Krishna is not giving that fortune to even it says Brahma and Shiva what he has given to Mother Yashoda in Vrindavan. Brahmaji is not slapping Krishna. Do you think Brahmaji can slap Krishna or Shivji can do that? No. Imagine if someone trying to slap Narsinga there, what will happen? There'll be Rasabhas there, Rasabhas there. But gopis are slapping Krishna. Gopis are playing with Krishna. Mother Yashoda is punishing Krishna, is binding Krishna, fully binding Krishna. And Krishna is crying. Krishna is crying. Even Balaram cannot help. Now imagine, can you do that to Narsingadev? You cannot even imagine that. He has just a different mood. Lord Vishnu, he cannot bind Lord Vishnu. Krishna, he can do that. So it's a sweetness which we are talking here. So Mathura, from that perspective, is greater than Vaikuntha. Now you can say, Prabhuji, I went to Mathura. How many of you have been to Mathura? I'm sure everyone has been there. I should rather ask other way, have you not been to Mathura? So when you go to Mathura or Vrindavan today, what do you see there? You see dirt, you see rickshawala, you see people spitting, people listening some mundane music, you see a lot of hogs, lot of monkeys, a lot of other nonsense going on right now in front of your eyes. So how do you reconcile these statements? There's a bhajan I heard, if I can remember, I can't remember. He's saying, I don't want to go to Vaikuntha by leaving Vrindavan. I know that bhajan. I'm not able to recall right now. Anyway, so how do you reconcile these two statements? So Hanumat Prashat Maharaj, one of the very senior Prabhupada disciple, he says, because Dham is covered by Yogamaya, we are currently not able to see Dham. So it does not mean Dham does not exist. We are not able to see Dham. That's our problem. An example is given like you have been given a job in a company and you log into a computer. Suppose it's a computer. So you will have a particular login, username and password. Based on your adhikar, you'll be able to access those files in the laptop. But your manager in the same laptop with a different login can access a lot more. Same computer, looks exactly same. You can access a lot more. And if the CEO of the company, he logs in, He will have adhikar for all the files of the computer, even your manager will not have. So computer look exactly same, but based on your adhikar, you will be able to see different things in the same computer. So it says dham is revealed based on our adhikar. If you are adhikari, if you have authority, if you have purity, you will be able to see the same Radha Kund which is talked about in scriptures. But if you don't have adhikar, what you see? Ganda pani. This pani is dirty, huh? Look at this, man. People are spitting here and there's so much dirt. And you call this Vrindavan, huh? Narottam Das Thakur has written this beautiful bhajan. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chinta Mani Dhama Ratana Mandir Manohara. I'm remembering Dhira Prashant Prabhu, who sings this bhajan once in a year at Mradhula Radha Mataji's house at Damodar program. He only said, Mataji, I only said this bhajan once in a year. Beautiful bhajan, beautiful bhajan. Huh? दिव्य चिंतामणि धामा, दिव्य चिंतामणि धामा. When you say चिंतामणि, यहाँ तो dirt के अलावा कुछ नहीं है. I don't see anything except dirt there. So we are not able to see. It does not mean it does not exist. Huh? We cannot remember when you were in mother's womb. It does not mean you were not in your mother's womb. You cannot remember. That's your problem. You have to be in your mother's womb some point in time. Some will say only 20 years ago. Some will say 25 years ago, although most of us are more than 40 years ago. We were there, except Sanjay Vyas Prabhu, very young. Anyway, so we were all there. We don't remember. That's our problem. Huh? So Dham is there. Dham is covered by Yoga Maya. And to a proper adhikari, to a proper authority, Dham is revealed in its proper perspective. Now, how you will become a proper authority? It says, by three things you can become a proper authority, by which Dham will be revealed to you. The first thing, you should hear about the Dham, is scriptural description. So scripture tells about Dham, it says, you should see Dham through your ears, not eyes. Huh? So right now we are seeing Dham with our contaminated eyes. These eyes are contaminated. What you will see with these eyes. So with the eyes you can't see Dham. With these eyes, current eyes, contaminated eyes, you can't. Premanjana Uchareta Bhakti Vilocharena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Sham Sundar Achintya Guna Sarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. So if you have the Anjan, Kajal, what do you call Kajal in English? I don't know. Mascara? Is that right word or no? I don't know. Anyway, Kajal. Everyone understands Kajal, including Rasanand Prabhu. Where are you? Rasanand Prabhu. You understand Kajal? You put in your eyes something in Tamil. I don't know. So, if you have Kajal of Prema, love of Krishna, then you can see Krishna. Yam Sham Sundar Achintya Gun Sarupam. Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atmabhakta. With the Vedas, it's very, very difficult to know Krishna. Adurlabham Atmabhakta. If you're a bhakta, if you're a premi bhakta of Krishna, Adurlabh. Krishna is very easy to obtain, very easy to obtain. So you have to hear about the Dham. First, you have to hear about the Dham. Then sensory perception. Then you go to the Dham and match up. Oh, this is what I heard in the class. This is why I read in that Vrindavan Dham Mahima book. This is what Jiva Goswami is being told by Nityananda Prabhu in Mayapur Dham Parikrama. So you read all that sensory perception, and then you appreciate. And the third thing is, you get the mercy of the Lord through his devotees. Then Dham will be revealed in your heart. Divya Gyan Hridaya Prakashito. Now, by reading Bhagavatam, you can know Bhagavatam little bit, but it will not be realized. It will not be realized. Why do we need initiation? All these devotees went to India, very critical time, last minute buying tickets and all that. It's not easy, leaving some family members behind, some there, here. Very difficult, but they went to India. What is the need? They could have said, Hare Krishna, I'm chanting Hare Krishna. What's the need of this initiation, Guru and all that? But no, you need the mercy of Lord. And how does Lord give you the mercy? Not directly, through his devotees, through his devotees. So based on that scriptural description, these devotees did all the efforts, whatever they could in their best of the capacity, to get initiation from a bona fide spiritual master, because they know the mercy of the Lord will come through the parampara only. I cannot just access the mercy of the Lord. Huh? So three things you have to do. What are the three things? Scriptural description. You have to hear about the Dham with faith, obviously, with Shraddha. With Shraddha. You have to hear about the description of the Dham. Then sensory perception. You go, match up. Not like you sit in Sydney always. Sometimes, yes. You go to the dham. You go to the dham. Prabhupada said there's so much mercy in the dham. You should go. My spiritual master once said to Keshav Maharaj, and he was explaining that in the class. Akandasa Prabhu will know about it. One time, Keshav Maharaj, when he was not a sannyasi, he was a brahmachari. He had not gone to dham for, I think, 8 years, if I'm not wrong. And Maharaj said, "You are a bhoot. You are a ghost." No, he's a brahmachari living in temple, serving Radha Gokulanand day and night. And he's saying, "This is ghostly. You haven't gone to Dham for 8 years?" And then Keshav Maharaj said, "I started going to Dham at least once in a year, at least." Huh? My Guru Maharaj said that. Huh? So basically, the point is, again, many of you would have not gone. I've also not gone for some time. But the point is, you should endeavor. You should endeavor. If you cannot go to that Dham, at least our Gopinath Dham, Radha Gopinath Dham, as much as possible. Prema Bhakti Mataji was saying, sadhan and sadhya. Sometimes sadhan is Sanjay Vyas Prabhu, sometimes metro. But sadhya is very clear, very, very clear. 180 Falcon Street, go, go, go. Whenever possible, just run and go, run and go. Sometimes even difficult, run and go. So Radha Gopinath is personally present there. Prabhupada is personally present there. So much mercy is there. So if we do these three things, then Dham will be revealed. So we cannot just go to the Dham just like a mundane person and then come back with a conclusion. Our conclusions will be wrong. Definitely it will be wrong. So that is why from that perspective, Rupa Goswami is writing, Vaikuntha Janito Vara Madhupuri. Madhupuri is greater. Now this makes sense. Now we can enter into that realm. What Rupa Goswami is saying further. Why? Krishna appeared there, and although located in the material world, it's not part of the material world. It's said in Dham Mahatmya, when whole material world is annihilated, Dham is not annihilated. Vrindavan is not annihilated. Because this Bhulok Vrindavan is as good as Golok Vrindavan. So it's not part of material world. Chaitanya Prabhu gave an example. For all the practical purposes, we have to write Vrindavan, for example, is in UP. There's a state called UP, and that's in India. But it's not part of India. It's not part of UP. It's a part of a spiritual world which Krishna has manifested personally in the material world. And he said, like your passport name will be whatever, Hemant Tiwari, for example. That's just a passport name, but it's got nothing to do with soul, nothing to do with the soul. But for practical purpose, you use that. Use that. So similarly, this dham is not the part of material world at all. When the whole material world is annihilated, dham is never annihilated. Jagannath Puri Dham, for example, Mayapur Dham, Vrindavan Dham, they are not annihilated. So we should not consider them as a part of material world or a material location. Vaikuntha Janito Vara Madhupuri Tatrapi Raso Savas. So Tatrapi Raso Savas. So we are talking now Vrindaranyam. So Vrindavan. I will not go to the whole pastime here, but we understand out of Krishna's many, many leelas, Ras Leela is considered the topmost pastime of Krishna. All of our acharyas have worshipped the gopis in that mood. Gopis are considered the highest devotees of the Lord because they serve Krishna in such a way not a normal devotee can serve. So Rasosava, the Rasa pastime has happened in Vrindavan. I just wanted to because Prabhupada writes 12 forests, Dwadash Kanan or Dwadash 1, Kanan or 1 is same thing. 12 forests of Vrindavan, they are famous for Krishna's pastime. So I just have written some names here. Sakhi Radhika Mataji, you have a question or a comment?
Prabhu, just the before thing which you were saying that this is not different, like this is not in UP or anywhere. The story goes of the shaman and the pandit when he finds the pile of Radharani.
Yes.
That is very much like relatable for the children also and for us also, that he could like go from the normal Vrindavan, from Radha Shamas Gopinath temple or Shamasundar, I think, to directly to the realm of the same Vrindavan, but they how Radharani and Lalita Vishakha travels in the normal temples.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
story is the example of that. What
Yeah.
you
Yeah, thank you. We just had a class, I think 2 weeks ago or something, about Radharani, and we discussed that pastime and few other pastimes. Radharani is right now residing there. Krishna is there. Their leelas are going on. I forgot the acharya name. He said Gaur Lila is still going on today. If you are a Adhikari, if you are authority, if you are a pure devotee, you can still see Gaur Lila happening right now, Krishna Lila happening right now. And there are many Babajis or many devotees in Vrindavan. They have their own personal experience, realizations, how Radharani or Krishna is reciprocating with them on a daily basis. And that's why, yeah, that bhajan I remember. Braj taj Vaikuntha na jaun. Braj taj Vaikuntha na jaun. Beautiful bhajan. If you have time, please hear. There's one person on Govardhan Parikrama. He has sang this bhajan around 7-8 minutes bhajan. Very beautiful. He is there today as well. Braj taj Vaikuntha na jaun. श्री गिरिराज श्री गिरिराज वास मैं पाऊं ब्रज तज बैकुंठ न जाऊं. I want to take the shelter of Giriraj Maharaj. I don't want to go to Vaikuntha by leaving Braja. Beautiful bhajan. Okay, thank you. This Braj is very nice. The word itself, Braj means there are many meanings. One of the meaning of Braja is walking, where everyone is walking. How they are walking? We're also walking in our Mazda 3, Mazda 6, Toyotas. We are walking or running. But in Braja, they're also walking or running as per the desire of Krishna. And what we are running today, we are running as per our desire. We have personal aspirations, and to fulfill those aspirations, mostly material, we are running. But Braja, one of the meaning of Braja is where everyone walks, where Krishna wants them to walk. That is Braja, and that is called Brajavasi, who can walk as per the desire of Krishna or spiritual master. So are we Brajavasi? We should become Brajavasi, not Sydney Vasi, not Chatswood Vasi, not Kellyville Vasi, sorry. All due respect to Kellyville Dham, we have to become Brajavasi. And the only way we can become Brajavasi, not even by going to Braj Dham many times, but by sincerely following the instruction of our spiritual master, we can become Brajavasi right now where we are living. Whether it's Glenfield or Kellyville or Chatswood or wherever it is. So that is Vraja. And gopis are dancing in the direction of Krishna. They do not ask Krishna, Krishna, why left? We will instantly ask, Krishna, ye kyun kara diya? Why did you do that to me, Krishna? Immediately our question goes, Krishna, I just wanted to do your bhajan. We have questions in our mind, we have doubts. Brajavasis don't have that questions or doubts. It says before Krishna appeared in Braja, Brajavasis were living nice life, isn't it? As soon as Krishna arrived, so much storms came. Putana comes, Bakasur comes, Indra Prahar comes, Brahmaji Prahar comes. You talk about it, their whole life is upside down. Only because Krishna appeared. They should have said, abandon this child. Tulsidas was abandoned because as soon as he came, his parents felt some difficulty. So Gamwala said, abandon the child. And here they are saying, okay, their Putana is coming, Tranavarti is coming back. So we should leave the place. Chalo, leave the place. Leave the place. Arey, leave the place. You tell Shivam Prabhu, leave 4 Conrad Street. What? No, Shivam Prabhu can't do it. He's a very detached bhakta. But I'm saying in general, you ask me to leave. What? I cannot even leave my chair. They left the whole place. It says they only took the very minimal things in their bullock cart and they left everything behind. Why? Krishna's safety was number one for them. Krishna's safety was number one. Some newly initiated devotee just told me, I think Mridula Radha Mataji, if I'm not wrong, they said, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj said, now Krishna consciousness is the priority. I really like this. I'm not doing it to be very honest, but I really like this. Krishna consciousness should become our priority now. Now it should become our priority. Everything else is secondary. Krishna should take number one position in all our day-to-day life. Krishna is number one. Serious about Krishna. Rest of the things, yes, we have to deal with them and do as much, but not number one. Not number one. Krishna, Gopinath, number one priority. Okay, let's come from Braja to our verse, NOI. So there are 12 forests of Vrindavan. I've just named them, I don't remember, so I've written it for you and for myself as well. So it says Yamuna Devi divides whole Brajamandal into 2 parts, western side and eastern side. On western side, it says there are 7 forests, and on eastern side, there are 5 forests. I'll just quickly read the name. So there is Madhuvan. Madhuvan is the one where Dhruv Maharaj went and did tapasya. A lot of description, which I'm getting enthusiastic to do it, but I'll not do it. Talvan, you know that the Talvan Leela happened there, Balramji. Kumudvan is there. There are a lot of Leelas of Radha and Krishna there. Kamyavan is there, when Pandavas are lived there. Bahulavan, where Bahula Devi resides there, the guy pastime, the cow pastime, she became the queen later of Krishna. Vrindavan, we know Vrindavan is the land. Now, Vrindavan is not the birthplace of Krishna, as you all know. Sometimes people get confused. Vrindavan is not the birthplace. Vrindavan is the playland area of Krishna. Raman Reti, that's the main name. Raman Reti, where Krishna and the other cowherd boys used to come and load port, you know, the Braj Raj mein, huh? Now Gopinath, I'm saying Gopinath. Prema Bhakti Mata just says, huh? Mukti kahe Gopal se meri mukti bataye, huh? So how the mukti is going to get mukti? So Braj Raj. So that Braj Raj is so important, not only for devotees, even Krishna is rolling in that dust. Even Krishna is rolling in dust, huh? That is Vrindavan. Even God rolls on that dust of Vraja. Imagine the potency of that land. Vrindavan, Khadiravan. Now on the eastern side, we have 5. Bhadravan, Bhandirvan. Bhandirvan is the place when Radha and Krishna got married. There's still a place there. I saw a picture, very nice. Bilvavan, Lakshmi Devi still doing tapasya for millions of years to get entrance into Ras Leela. Like we do tapasya to get entrance into IIT. I don't know how many IITs are here. I'm not an IIT, but pretty tough, right? So Lakshmi Devi is still doing tapasya to enter into her sort of position IIT, which is Ras Leela. She still hasn't got the entrance. Lohavan and Mahavan. Huh? So these are the 12 forests of Vrindavan. So Prabhupada is not naming it, but Prabhupada said 12 forests of Vrindavan. So it's good to even read their names. It says even reading their names is very, very auspicious. Tatrapi Govardhana. Now we read all these names here, the 12 forest name. Now out of all the 12 forest, which is very, very auspicious, very extremely important, Govardhan is most important. Why Govardhan is more important? As you can see the first picture, very beautiful picture. Krishna lifted Govardhan. Now there's so many pastimes. We can have classes and classes of that, but we understand. Govardhan is very, in Srimad Bhagavatam, gopis are calling Govardhan as Haridas Variya. In Srimad Bhagavatam, only 2 devotees have been given these names, Haridas Variya. One is Govardhan, second one is, anyone remembers from Srimad Bhagavatam? Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj and Govardhan has been given this name. Haridas Variya means in the Haridas, in the servants of Hari, Lord Hari, Krishna, Variya, he is superior. Govardhan is considered a very great servant. Now, Govardhan is also considered Krishna as well as a servant of Krishna. Haridas Variya is superior in the dasas of Lord Hari. Because Krishna has given such an important place to this Girirajji. What else Giriraj is doing? He is giving so much facility to Krishna and the cowherd boys and cowherd girls to do a lot of pastimes. They have so many caves where they can rest. There are so many fountains where they drink water. In Vrindavan, I heard in a lecture, not even a single kund is there where Krishna has not taken water from. Not even a single kund is there. So Krishna has taken water from every single kund. Krishna has touched every single tree there. Krishna has given reciprocation to every single tree there, every single bird there. This is why Krishna is so accessible in Vrindavan. And Prabhupada said, our acharyas have said, we should go and visit that place, even if we are not able to see it perfectly today. We carry the Vani of our acharyas to that dham, and then we try to see through that Vani. Dham, and then slowly dham will be revealed as well. So Vrindavan is just not normal. It says every single tree, every single bird, every single pond, kunda, Krishna has interacted with. Some more, some less, but every single place gives you Krishna. It says in Vrindavan, you don't have to find Krishna. It's already there. In Sydney, you have to find where is 185 Karna Street, where is Kellyville Dham. There's so many devotees there, for example. Bella Vista Dham, Glenfield Dham, Vaman Kshetra, and all that. You have to find the places. In Vrindavan, in every Karn, Krishna resides. And within that, Govardhan is Haridas Variya. Prabhupada writes, Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. Krishna was tending the cows there, and Rendeja was with Sri Radha. I was looking at this word. I didn't know the meaning actually. It means meeting with Srimati Radharani. So So rendezvous was Prabhupada using very nice English. Huh? So meeting with Srimati Radharani and doing so many intimate pastimes at Govardhan Hill. So that's why Govardhan is very, very important. Now say Radha Kundam Ihapi. Ihapi. Now comparing back with the Govardhan Hill, Radha Kundam is even greater. It said Govardhan, obviously, but it's even greater than Govardhan. Why does Prabhupada say that? So first, I thought we'll just quickly discuss the pastimes of the appearance of Radha Kund. Anyone who does not know the appearance of Radha Kund? Everyone knows? Hare Krishna. Thank you. So nice. So I don't need to tell the pastime. I'll just quickly repeat for my purification. There's a Asur came in the form of a bull. His name was Arishtasur. So Arishta, the bull demon, our kids will tell if you don't know. The bull demon, when he came, he wanted to hurt Brajavasis and he was digging earth. So Krishna took one of his horn, as you can see in this small picture. He took one of the horn from the Arishtasur itself and killed the Arishtasur. Once Arishtasur was killed, Gopis started calling Krishna as you have been contaminated because you have done a Gohatya. Krishna said, me? Gohatya? No way. So you remember previously the Vatsasur has also come. Huh? So Arishtasur, when he got killed by Krishna, Gopis like, no, we're not going to play with you because you are contaminated. Meek, he was an asur. No, but he was in the form of Vatsa. Sorry, he was in the form of a bull. So you're contaminated. So Krishna said, what should I do? You have to go and travel all the holy places of all the universe and then take bath and then come back. Then we'll think about you. Huh? Then you'll become purified. Krishna said, me going to all the holy places? Why? I will call all the holy places here. So immediately, because Krishna is Satya Sankalpa, whatever he thinks happens. So he immediately in his mind doesn't have to even say or write an email or a message. Instagram, Ganga Devi, please come. Jamuna Devi, please come. Krishna thinks all the holy rivers from the whole universe appears there. What can I do, my Lord? Krishna said, okay, there's a gadda here. Please come and enter, make a kunda here. No problem, my Lord. All the holy rivers personified enters into that place, makes that kunda known as Shama Kunda. Krishna takes bath there. Okay, all right now. So what next? And Krishna says to Gopis, now you are contaminated because you're taking side of a demon. He was a demon. Now you're contaminated. So Gopi said, what should I do? You also have to take bath. Go and take bath in Shamakund and then come and then we can play together. Shamakund bath, we cannot take. Shamakund is full with your papa. So you done a pap, you taken bath, and now the Shamakund is full of papa. Your papa, now Krishna's papa. Look at this Krishna and Gopi's interaction. Krishna is the one who can suck all the papas of everyone. And he is called Papi by gopis on his face. No. So what should we do? So you know what we'll do? We'll make our own kunda. Okay, it says gopis from the Radha Kund side or Sham Kund side, I should rather say, because first Sham Kund appeared. They, till the Manasi Ganga, the gopis queued there, and from their bangles, chudis, they dug up a little hole there. And they say, we'll get water from Manasi Ganga, which is also done by Krishna himself. Anyway, so we'll get Manasi Ganga water and then we'll fill here and then we'll take bath. Now you can imagine from broken chudi, how much hole you can make. And from Manasi Ganga, how much water? Because whatever water they will bringing, this is a queue of gopis, they will bring water in a kalash or matka. They will pass it to each other, they will pour. After a long time, they got tired. It's not going to work. So Krishna said, just take water from my kunda. Your kunda? No way. We will die, but not take water from your kunda. Okay, what to do? Krishna is very smart. He said to all the holy rivers, you go and enter again into that kunda. So all the holy rivers personally went to Srimati Radharani and said, please allow us to serve you so that, we can make a kunda for you. Radharani says, okay, chalega, aa jao. Then all the holy rivers personified entered into that water of Radha Kund. And this is how Radha Kund and Sham Kund appeared. Beautiful pastime. It says after that, Krishna loved that Kund. Now, physically, we can see it's a water, but Acharyas explained it's not the water of the Radha Kund, it's the love of Srimati Radharani, which Krishna loves. It says the water in that kunda is the prema of Srimati Radharani, which is in a liquid form. And that's why that water is so important. Now, in Prabhupada words, Prabhupada writes, it is at the foot of Govardhan Hill. It is the love where the love of Krishna overflows, because he loves Srimati Radharani and loves her kundas. Advanced soul reside there, site of many, many loving pastimes, which we probably not discuss because of lack of adhikar. Rediscovered by Lord Chaitanya, it says, in Kartik Mas, we have Radha Kund appearance in our Vaishnav calendar, which comes, I think, on Bahulastami. But that is not the actual day of the appearance of Radha Kund. It says the actual appearance of Radha Kund is somewhere in April. So that's where, Krishna was having pastime. But in our calendar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rediscovered the Radha Kund. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there 500 or 550 years ago, there was no Radha Kund or Sham Kund. There was Gori Khet and Kali Khet. That's what people used to call as small ponds there. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirmed that this is Radha Kund and Sham Kund. And then Goswamis later, they built the whole thing, what we see in today's time, excavated by 6 Goswamis. Yes, Manmohan Prabhuji?
Just a quick question, whether devotees can enter Radhakund or not?
We'll talk about it. Yes, that's a valid question. We'll talk about it in a second. Okay, so this is a brief intro of Radhakund. I'll just take 5 more minutes if that's okay. We'll finish this verse. Most dear to Gaudiya Vaishnavas, not other Vaishnava Sampradayas or those not engaged in devotional service. It's very nice. Prabhupada is being very upfront and clear here. Radhakund is the most important place for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It may not be an important place for other Sampradayas, and we don't need to impose them. We shouldn't not tell them, no, Radhakund is very important. You should also worship Radhakund. For their Sampradaya, they may have their own dhammas. But for our Sampradaya, for our Gaudiya Vaishnava, this place is the highest worshipable place in the whole universe. Now, the question of Manmohan Prabhuji, let's quickly clarify. Now, initially, when Prabhupada arrived to Vrindavan with his white elephants, Prabhupada obviously was discussing NOI, and they considered Radhakund as a very sacred place. They all went inside and they were bathing. But when they were bathing, they were splashing water on each other. Some devotees were swimming. So Prabhupada got little concerned about their spiritual advancement. He said, this is a very serious place. Do not bathe here. Do not take it casually. As Prabhupada said, if you take devotional service casually, you will become a casualty. So on that time, Prabhupada did mention that, but it was not a permanent ban that you can never take bath in Radhakund water, because we consider Radhakund or even Govardhan, we don't go on top of Govardhan, the temple established by Sanatana Goswami, we don't go and see that. All the other sampradayas go and see that, because we consider Govardhan as Krishna. So we don't touch Govardhan hill with our feet. Similarly, goes for Radhakund as well. But at the same time, if your spiritual master allows you to take bath, you're allowed. Your spiritual master, based on your adhikar, based on your purity, may allow you to take bath. But that also, there is a procedure of taking bath as well, which is also established. Does that answer, Prabhuji? The short answer.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah. But we can always go to Radhakund, chant some rounds, dip our beads there, sprinkle some water, and pray for the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So it's not like only by taking bath we will get the benefit. By taking the mood of that Radhakund, we'll get the benefit. Okay. I just thought we'll just share. This is a live picture, obviously from Google, but this is the whole Brij Mandal, you can say. And within that, the comparison which we are doing. So Mathura is greater than Vaikuntha, Vrindavan is greater than Mathura, Govardhan is greater than Vrindavan, and Radhakund is the highest. As you've seen these 2 pictures, the bottom one is Radhakund and Shamkund. They are on the bottom of Girirajji Govardhan hill. It says Girirajji is in the form of a peacock. This is the aerial picture. I got it from Bhakti today. I was watching a video recently and they had this picture, so I have taken it from there. So credit to them. So Girirajji is in the form of a peacock, a beautiful peacock. And it says Shamakund and Radhakund is considered the eyes of that peacock. So Shamakund, Radhakund is the eyes. This is a picture. Beautiful eyes of that beautiful Govardhan hill. So that should create some desire to go to Vrindavan and do some parikrama and sprinkle some water of Radha Kund. A little video is by a devotee, it's 1 minute video. I thought, why not take darshan of Radha Kund? Radha Kund ki jai. Radha Kund Shyam Kund ki jai. Could you hear the voice? Yeah, okay. So very beautiful. Last line. So now with this description, which we just heard about Vrindavan, Govardhan, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, Kuryat asya virajato giritate sevam vivekina. Who will be that person? Intelligent, rather I should say non-intelligent person who will not take shelter. Now we have our Maharajas who are doing parikrama. So not only devotees who you can see His Holiness Sachinandan Maharaj, he is doing Dandavat Parikrama of Govardhan. Bibi Govind Maharaj is also there, and His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj is also there. You can imagine, so their body is not so well, but you see they're also doing so much parikrama and worship of this Govardhan hill, this Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. Look at this Bibi Govind Maharaj, huh? So he is doing Puri Dandavat Parikrama. I don't know how many days or months it will take to finish this Parikrama. So when our body is young, right now, you're all young. I'm not, but you are. Use this body. Use this body for tapasya, because when we become old, it will be very difficult. So all our acharyas, our contemporary sannyasis and senior devotees, they are taking shelter of this Radha Kund, Govardhan. We should also take shelter as much as possible, at least in the mood, which we'll talk actually in the next verse. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. It's 9:06. Sorry, I went a little bit over.